So, did you hear about the Earth being flat?
No.
No? You think the government tells us the truth about the Earth's shape?
I'm not going down this road. Have a wonderful day.
This is the real truth about the Bermuda Triangle. All of the theories you have been told are wrong. There is no curse or aliens or sea monster there that is taking down ships and planes. All these theories have been created purposefully to mislead you. The truth is that the Bermuda Triangle is where all the rockets land that fail to break the firmament. The government has been trying to break the firmament for a while, hence Operation Fishbowl, where they sent nukes up into the atmosphere. We can't leave Earth because of this dome, which is why all the pictures of Earth are CGI. When rockets are shot up into the air, they all curve across the firmament and land in the Bermuda Triangle. The government deliberately created these myths about the triangle to keep people from traveling there and discovering the hundreds of rockets that are supposed to be in space. And if anyone does try to travel there, the military will engage and stop you, threatening to attack if you go any further. This is all just a conspiracy theory, but the evidence is very convincing.
What's the shape of the Earth? The globe model is based on the ideal that it rotates on its axis every 24 hours to see another image of the sun every single 24 hours. So that must mean we are spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. With that model ideal, 24,901 mile ball has the convexity of 8 inches per mile squared. It's not up for debate. I'm not going to argue with you about it. That's the shape of a 24,901 mile ball, whether it was Earth, a water balloon, a ice cream cone, or whatever you might want to call it. If it's a ball of 24,901 miles, it has the convexity of 8 inches per mile squared. So all I'm saying now is, where's the curvature? Where's the curvature? Because every time I look at a lake or an ocean, I never see curve. I just see flat sea level, not sea curve, sea level. And the first thing that the heliosexual, stole that from Caleb, is going to say is, it's refraction. It's refraction is the reason why we can see the tops of the buildings in Chicago. No. Refraction is why you don't see the bottoms of the building, actually. And you know what states it? Snell's law, which actually states that light is going to travel in a straight line, and it's going to go toward the denser medium, meaning it's going to go down. It's going to go down toward the bottom of the building, which means it's going to compress. It's going to press everything. So when you get the Globey that says, yeah, that's a boat. It's a boat and it's going over the curve. No, it's not, man. Like, this guy is not going over the curve either. You know, he's walking on a football field, as you can see, and he's walking away from this angle of perspective. That's it, man. That's not curve. So I'm just saying, a 6-foot height observation isn't supposed to be able to see past 3 miles. That should be the peak of the curve of the Earth. But we can see way beyond that. So we can come up with another excuse, or we can come up with a conceptual ideal that's a possibility that the Earth could be flat. You could say it's a globe over and over and over again, but if we now are stepping into 2023 and we have technology where we can see beyond the curve, it's not refraction every single time. Let's get real, guys. Let's get real.
You can't give me a single verse that says flat. I can give you a verse that says globe. Game on, bro. 1537 Bible, 2 Samuel 11:11. Oh, weird. What's it say right there? Flat earth. And there you go again, so you can read it a little better. So now that I objectively proved that you were wrong, please concede. Also, your only alleged proof of a verse that says globe is a verse that says circle, and in that same book, they actually use a different Hebrew for the word ball. Keep grasping at straws, bud.
To all of you who kindly tell me to do my own research instead of believing what I read in books, I could say the same for you. You were taught from kindergarten that you live on a spinning ball, and you believed it. You never bothered to research it, did you? You just believed everything they told you. You didn't know, of course, that the Vatican was the one who came up with this idea. You didn't know that they hired Copernicus to do this, and then they used him as a scapegoat and had him burned or hung or whatever it is they did to him. So, still, you believed them. You believed the Vatican. You believed your government. You know, those people that take all your money and lie to you and, would never hurt you. They love you, right? You believe NASA, the people that make billions and billions but don't produce shit. I'm sorry, except for tinfoil and don't know what else they did, honestly. Oh, they sent a tinfoil ship with curtain rods and some tar paper to the moon, supposedly, but you're supposed to believe that because they said so, and because they took pictures and videos. You believe that, but you're telling me to do my research and don't believe what I read in the books. Okay.
What up, fam? So I made a video for Matt about 2 days ago, but it looks like he still needs a little help. He originally said you could see the curvature from 30,000 feet, which we know is absolutely ridiculous because you can't, and then he jumped down even more and said you could see it from the beach. But at the same time, we can take high altitude balloons, send them up over 100,000 feet, and it's completely flat. And the horizon rises towards eye level, which would never happen on a ball. So where's the curve, Matt? And again, another one. Where is it? Where's the curve? Nowhere to be found. I'm really looking forward to your rebuttal. And again, and there's a reason they call it the horizon, because it's horizontal. It's not curvy.
Okay, so I want to apologize in advance because this is probably going to be a little bit of a lengthy video, but I want to get in as much information as I can for you and for everybody else asking this question. First, what does flat earth look like? Not what most people say, people that make fun of flat earthers. It's not a flying disc in space. According to the Bible, we are on a flat, level, immovable plane set on firm foundation, covered by a firmament dome to separate the waters below from the waters above in heaven, according to Genesis 1. Also, sun and the moon circuit within the firmament, the sun as the greater light to govern the day, and the moon as the lesser light to govern the night, according to Genesis 1 as well. The stars are fixed in the firmament. There is another verse in here that I'm going to get to talking about how the sun circuits in Psalm 19. But first, I want to start with the verse that you put on there, which is Isaiah 40:22. He sits enthroned above the circle of the earth, and its people are like grasshoppers. He stretches out the heavens like a canopy and spreads them out like a tent to live in. Is using this metaphor to talk about the firmament, how the firmament is a tent over us. So let me get to I have blue letter Bible screenshot, so let's go and look at the Hebrew. So here, the word circle in that verse, you see circle, circuit, and compass. Also has the word vault of the heavens. And then the word they use for tent, look, the sacred tent of Jehovah, the tabernacle, which is in Psalm 19, I'm going to show you. All right, and so I just took a picture of my notes on my own Bible. But it says, the heavens declare the glory of God, the skies, the firmament proclaim the work of his hands. Or the King James says handiwork. Day after day, they pour forth speech. Night after night, they reveal knowledge. They have no speech, they use no words, no sound is heard from them, yet their voice goes out into all the earth, their words to the ends of the world. In the heavens, God has pitched a tent for the sun, a tabernacle, the tent of meeting, spoken about in Exodus. It is like a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, like a champion rejoicing to run his course. It rises at one end of the heavens and makes its circuit to the other. Nothing is deprived of its warmth. All right, then we have Proverbs 8, starting in 27. When he prepared the heavens, I was there. That's Jesus speaking. He was there when his Father, our God, created the heavens. I was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the deep, when he established the clouds above, when he strengthened the fountains of the deep, when he gave the sea its decree or boundary, that the waters should not pass his commandment, which is the ice wall, also known as Antarctica, which is actually not a continent, but an ice wall surrounding, encompassing, around the entire earth, giving its water its boundary. Where was I? Not to pass his command. When he appointed the foundations of the earth, talking about the foundations of the earth. Also where are we going next? Job 38. All right, so then Job 38, we got God talking to Job saying, where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Goes on to talk about the boundary he's made for the sea. And then, hast thou commanded the morning since thy days, and caused the dayspring to know his place, that it might take hold of the ends of the earth, that the wicked might be shaken out of it? It is turned as clay to the seal, and they stand as a garment, talking about the outer ring of the earth. And when you look at the seal, the signet ring, when pushed into the clay, creates an outer boundary. Okay, so I've not gone back and rewatched anything yet. I really hope this has been helpful. Lastly, I want to go to Genesis 1 because we know God starts his word with the story of creation. And he created the earth before he even created the sun, the moon, and the stars. There is no account in here that talks about planets or space or galaxies. He talks about the heavens. The heavens declare the glory of God. The firmament showeth his handiwork. When you start reading your Bible this way and seeing how beautiful God's word, like, it's, to me, I have shed many a tears, but it's just amazing to see how much God really loves us. We already knew that with Jesus coming, but all of it points to Jesus. Jesus was there from the very beginning. And, you know, God also tells us his people will perish for lack of knowledge. We cannot subscribe to the lies of the enemy. The devil wants to take us away from the love that God has for us because he can't get that. He hates us. So, a little added tidbit, but I hope this helps. Love you. Have a good night.
So check this out, guys. Could this possibly be an example of us living under a dome? Watch this. Now come on, guys. That sounded exactly like thunder. I'm guessing this works because the sound that travels through the hollow dome, and the sound of thunder could possibly be bouncing off the firmament or dome, since inside this dome is hollow. And God said, let there be a vaulted dome in the midst of the waters, and let it cause a separation between the waters. This world we live in is surrounded by water, with the dome separating the waters from the waters. And the sun, the moon, and stars are within this firmament or dome.
Gain in altitude lets you see further. Let's test it out. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at all that stuff. Oh, shit. It really does. But we were talking about globes, weren't we? This isn't a globe. This is a flat table. So how were we able to see further on a flat table? It's almost like changing your dimensional direction by going up allows you to see over topography and see further. Uh-oh.
What up, fam? Sacred geometry is the underlying form of geometry in nature. Check this out. Plants aren't the only thing that take on this shape. Snowflakes. So that first picture that I showed you was a 2D version of a torus, which you'll see in the top left here. This bottom one right here is the 3D version. Every single person watching this TikTok has an electromagnetic field radiating around their body. So when you live in fear and anxiety, this electromagnetic field is actually weaker. And to the contrary, when you have emotions of love or selflessness, this field is actually stronger. Now the average span of this field is 6 feet, probably why they told you to stay 6 feet away. And when you actually get close with people, it connects. So these geometric shapes and patterns don't just end there. We see them other places as well. We see sacred geometry in our DNA, old cathedral windows. We can see these within musical notes and frequencies. This is the first octave of piano notes. So this would bring us to cymatics, which is effectively the study of visible sound vibration. You can use certain fluids and lights to basically display the changing nature of sound as well as matter. So as the pitch of the tone increases, it basically changes the geometric shapes and makes them more complex. There's probably a reason he told us to think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So staying on the topic of these geometric shapes, if you take a magnet and you put it on a ferrocell, it actually lets you see these magnetic field lines. It's really beautiful. For example, he's got a magnet, we're putting it on this cell that has a fluid that has magnetic suspension, that lets you see those lines. Pretty cool. So with that being said, let's look at the path of the ISS over a geocentric Earth, and then we map that magnetic field over it. It matches perfectly. And remember, this is over a geocentric Earth, meaning the Earth at the center of creation. So as a demonstration, you got heliocentric, which is what they tell us that we're flying around the sun, or geocentric, which works perfectly within these magnetic field lines in that sacred geometry. Which makes more sense to you? And it's of no coincidence that the paths of the planets, which are just wandering stars, follow within that magnetic field lines as well, perfectly over a geocentric Earth. Here's a picture showing all of them together. So we have people that have been able to use a supercomputer to actually map the position of the sun, and it falls within that torus field as well. And of course, the path of the moon falls perfectly within that torus shape as well. Want to learn more about this cool stuff? Go download the Flat Earth Clock app. Use code 46731. No, I don't get paid for this. Calm down.
The Flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was al-Biruni, and he lived from 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also of the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alankar, known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo. I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific Ocean where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional map maker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.